Solana altcoin, which has massive upside potential if, of course, the team executes this idea correctly. And this is, I believe that Solana is going to go to 500, 600. And if everything runs smoothly here, guys, my bullish price prediction still stands $1,000 here for Solana. This might be the last chance, of course, if the market stays healthy, to build a nice SUI bag before we move to higher. This Solana altcoin has a 100x potential. Solana, Bonk, and SUI update. And I will show you the Solana altcoin that has massive upside potential. My name is mikemadz. Let's start this video. Before I start the video, let's reach the 1000 subs here with this video. So subscribe, comment below, let me know your thoughts. Let's start. Alright, let's stop wasting time. Let's start off with Solana here. Super important. Solana is forming a huge bullish pennant here on the 8-hour time frame. Shout out to Marty Party over on Twitter. And as you can see, guys, the short-term price target formation here is going to be $300. Now, is $300 the maximum all-time high for Solana? No, I don't believe so. As I said here, I still believe that Solana is going to go to 500, 600. And if everything runs smoothly here, guys, my bullish price prediction still stands $1,000 here for Solana. And believe it or not, most people don't think it's possible, which makes me even more bullish on that 1,000 Solana price prediction. But either way, a short-term target here for this bullish pennant is going to be $300, which is already super attractive. And it goes back to my saying here, make sure in this cycle you are in winning ecosystem. Super important. I personally think here in this cycle the barbell strategy is in place, which means you have a Bitcoin position for your safety net. You skip ETH here this time with much more upside potential like Solana with better tech. So this barbell strategy makes sense this cycle. Bitcoin, Solana, and then of course underneath those you can diversify into high risk assets if you want. So this is my strategy and currently it's playing out nicely. Next thing up, we have the share of new tokens here appearing on DEXs, guys. And as you can see here, Solana taking a huge bite of that cake. Why? Because most of the volume, of course, is on Solana and it makes sense to launch projects on Solana. And second of all, most things are only possible on Solana as it's fast, cheap, and all that good stuff we keep repeating here. Comparing it to Base, yes, there is a Base hype currently. Some people are switching over to Base, trying out the meme mania phase there. I personally am not a fan of Base. Of course, you can make money on Base, but for me personally, Base is too centralized and the Base narrative is too forced. And already the fees are spiking here over on Base. So Solana here technically far superior. And I personally still think Solana is going to be the winning horse of this cycle here. Next thing up is something I'm super happy about as I switched my entire ETH position here into Solana this cycle for the first time ever. And this is one chart you should always have an eye on, guys. Solana dominance and ETH dominance. If you invest into an asset, make sure to compare dominance levels. If you hold a higher risk altcoin, which doesn't even outperform Bitcoin or Ethereum, it doesn't make sense to hold it. Okay, so Solana here, as you can clearly see, breaking out to the upside here with Solana dominance, ETH dominance taking an absolute hit to the downside. Why? The ETH ETF might not be approved. And second of all, ETH has a technical problem here where ETH is the base layer and then you have to branch down to layer 2s, which is complicated for beginners, which is not the ideal solution in my personal opinion. And this is why Solana here is taking the lead this cycle and will be the winning horse here most probably. All right, Bonk update here, not much changed. Of course, I still hold my position and I'm not planning to sell anytime soon. I still expect massive upside potential for Bonk here for the cycle. And thirdly, guys, most importantly, you should focus on the Bonk Dragon airdrop, as I personally think it's going to be a much bigger airdrop than most people anticipate it to be. Taking a look at the Bonk price action here, since the 19th of March, we had a move to the upside with around 50%, which is super impressive. Simply shows you the demand is here for Bonk. And on the daily, as you can see, we're currently having a nice retest of the bull market support band, which I personally am a huge fan of. If you compare it here with November 2023, retest of the bull market support band, and then we were ready to shoot to the upside here. So, but of course, guys, if the market in general flips bearish here in the short term, of course, we can have a larger correction. But again, as I said, corrections are for buying in the bull market, and especially for Bonk here, as I still think Bonk is Solana on steroids. If you are bullish on Solana, there's no reason not to be bullish on Bonk here. All right, next thing up, I want to cover SUI, as I still think SUI is massively overlooked in this cycle, and I still think SUI has massive upside potential in this bull market. Now, taking a look at the TVL, guys, we've reached $700 million in TVL. Super impressive. 2 months ago, basically, we were at $500 million TVL. So the velocity on how things are changing in the SUI ecosystem is super bullish. Taking a look at the ratio here between market cap and TVL, again, super bullish. And more importantly, guys, comparing the TVL of SUI here to Aptos and Say, which are similar projects here with a much higher market cap, makes me even more optimistic on the outcome here of SUI. So if you don't hold a SUI bag yet, but are debating to get one, I personally think you should build one before the SUI Basecamp, as I expect many bullish things being announced here at the SUI Basecamp. Who's going to be there? Attendees like Mrs. Ariana Simpson, which is the general partner here of A16Z Crypto. Who's that? Long story short, this is VC money, guys. And as we all know, VC money makes the market. This might be the last chance, of course, if the market stays healthy, to build a nice SUI bag before we move to higher prices. And a nice side note here, guys, I know many Solana people here visiting the SUI Basecamp, as SUI is shaping up to be an interesting narrative here in this cycle. So don't miss out. If you want to build a SUI bag, in my personal opinion, now is the time. As of price targets, I expect SUI to land somewhere between $10 to $15. So interesting upside potential. But keep in mind, of course, my Solana bag is much bigger than my SUI bag. All right, let's talk about the Solana altcoin, which has massive upside potential if, of course, the team executes this idea correctly. And this is Solchat, guys. What is Solchat? It is a messaging app here on the Solana blockchain itself, where you can have video calls, you can have messages, you can send files, and you can even have payments on the app. Super bullish idea, a decentralized messaging app on the Solana blockchain here, which only has currently $75 million in market cap. And I personally think here, if this is executed correctly, this has massive upside potential price-wise, guys. Now, of course, this is not financial advice, but things are moving in the right direction, as I see that the Solana ecosystem is slowly adopting this idea. Here you can see the official Phantom Twitter reacting to the Solchat tweet. The wallet is loaded and ready to go. I personally think here there's going to be some sort of integration with the Solana phone, Phantom, and Solchat, and this alone makes me super bullish on the project. Now currently, guys, of course, the price action is not too attractive. We had an 80% correction to the downside, but this creates a huge opportunity to buy into the project, and I personally actually did that. So I have a Solchat position. Let's see how things develop. I don't personally think this is a short-term hold. I would hold this for multi-months to see where things are going. And something that is reassuring is that the product itself was approved by Anatoly himself. So take a look at this video.
Awesome. Good to go. You can also share screen. Main focus for us at Indiglo is to kind of boost that engagement. Once the right influencers and people in the space are actively using it, the UX and UI is improved. We've launched a mobile dApp. We'll be able to really like boost the utility. And I think that integrating these features specifically on Solana Mobile, it aligns with your goals of, wanting to break the duopoly. And for me, like, that's huge, being able to align with your initiatives as well. I think that what's going to take us to the next level is things like AR and XR, and integrating unique features that haven't been done before that you can't really find anywhere else. And who else is doing like that kind of level of output production through a messenger? Like, imagine MSN Messenger and ICQ back in the day. They were ahead of the curve because they had custom ways that you could kind of enhance your chat. Nobody's really chatting with AR lens on video. So imagine if we have like a Solana XR filter or something, your favorite meme coin, like you have Totally with a hat or something, or you have me with like dragon wings coming up. I think that's going to take things to the next level. Like, my mission is your mission, dude. Like, I'm in full service,
It's the devs doing all the work. Yeah.
It creates a positive ripple effect. And
all right, coming to the end of the video, I want to take a look at where we might be here in this market cycle. So let's take a look at that. This is the Bitcoin market cycle peak ROI. As you can see here in the green, the current cycle. First things first, we might be ahead of schedule, as you can see. So if a correction happens, it would be good to have a cash position on hand if a correction happens. So I'm not saying a correction is necessary here, but always be ready. If you don't have a cash position, just don't panic sell your bags. Okay, those two things. Second thing here, you can see that we might be 50% into the cycle. So we still have room to go to the upside. And third thing here, the parabolic phase, the mania phase here is not even here yet. So those things I want to take away at the end of the video. But at the end of the day, guys, do your own research. As always, super important. Be bullish on yourself. That at the end of the day yields the most returns. And subscribe, super important. Let's finally crack that 1,000 subs. And the most important thing is, don't be back.
Giving up from blue tops like Mars Simpson, just hard discipline, pot simmering, cooking up, no rocks in the pan, watching the plan form in the sand, bidding castles out of thoughts in our head, late nights, no sleep in my bed, trying to see my dreams manifest. Look at that, now look at that, we nice. Put the past on ice, I was bad like Mike. Now I'm good, like Kendra said, boy, we gon' be alright.